Hi there, welcome to the Dr. Randall channel. I'm Dr. Randall George Nozawa, and this is Transforming Adversity into Opportunity. I'm going to continue on. I survived a car wreck, and you were with me there. Now what? Well, I'm still alive. I've lost my left eye, permanently blinded in the other one, what they call legally blind at the time. Totally broke. I don't have a dental practice anymore. So now what? We lost our home, everything we owned, and I felt the sting of and shame of letting down my family, but I still didn't want to give up yet. So now what happened? What happened was a couple, John and Turi. John used the name Williams. His real name is Brandon. He is a naturopathic doctor with a PhD in clinical nutrition, so very erudite, knew a lot about nutrition, but along with that came this attitude, I would say hateful, and obviously he was hiding something, but Turi never knew and I never knew. So we started working together, and we were doing okay. I was starting to make money again, and I was hanging out with this couple, very nutrition minded, but like I said, there was something missing there, and something that John never told us, but we soon find out. I take you to the evening of March 29th, 2007. Turi called me. Actually, she called me twice and wanted me to come down to their house to talk to and calm down and upset John, which he usually got upset, and it seems that I was the only one he listened to. So I said, okay. It was around 10:30 at night, and I considered not answering my phone, but decided to do that, so I did, and went to their house, and got to sit and chat with John for a little bit in their kitchen, and Turi joined us there, stood next to me, and what I learned, she had locked herself in the bedroom, which she has done before. So nothing was very new, but she came and stood next to me, and she told John to tell me the truth. And John was not upset. He just said, well, that's what guys talk about in private. Then he left the table. I'm guessing to the bedroom that's now open. He returned with his .357 Magnum pistol and pointing it at Turi. He ordered her to her knees, and oddly enough, as she was getting to her knees, she whispered to me that he does this all the time because it makes him feel like a man. Things moving quickly, I didn't know what was going to happen. In the next second, he fired twice, and she fell over. I leaned over to check her vitals, and I confirmed that she was dead. Not knowing what to do, I just kind of hung my head, and I think at that time he must have walked over, but he shot me in the head. And my head carried back, and I can tell you that being shot in the head doesn't really hurt much. But he shot me in that one eye that was damaged before, but now I'm totally blind. Couldn't open my mouth, and I could feel blood and bone chips in my mouth, and I just sat. I didn't know what to do. I don't know how much time elapsed, but I slinked to the floor and I laid there. I did not know what else to do. I couldn't run from the house, and he was still walking around, and he had left the kitchen for a while and came back, and I suppose I was waiting to die. I heard a fourth gunshot, and I believe he shot himself in the head because I heard him hit the ground. I heard 11 labored breaths, and it stopped, and I still remained there underneath the table, wondering, should I get up? I don't know if he was dead. Where can I go? I can't see. So I sat up for I don't know how long. Eventually I did get up to try the phone on the counter. I could not get an outside line. I tried my cell phone. I could not get an outside line. And No. So then I had to hatch a plan. But here I was, totally blind. I knew where I was in the house. I knew I was in, their house was in a cul-de-sac in a retirement community. But I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to go. But I did hatch a plan. I knew that, I would fare better in the morning, because I knew it was morning when the birds were chirping. So I decided to get walk back to their bedroom and get underneath the covers in their bed to get warm. And this started my new life as a totally blind person. I did hear the birds chirping, and I put on, covered myself with their bedspread on my way outdoors, and once I could feel asphalt underneath my feet, I knew that the best thing to do was just stay there and wait. But this is the start of my new life. And next time, we're going to talk about what I did next and all. Now I'm totally blind, and well, this is what I look like. You're wondering why I wear dark glasses. You know, for one thing, I don't want to scare people, because I think it's real odd to look at someone without eyeballs. And the other, you know, after all this time, I'm still a little embarrassed about it. But I'm decided that I wanted to live the kind of life I wanted, and that I was given a third chance. I should have died in the car wreck. I didn't. I should have died by getting shot in the face. I did not. This told me that God was talking to me, that I had some unfinished business, and I needed to use these two tragedies as an open door. And that's what I'm doing now. And since I went to and enrolled in blind school, learned how to walk around with a cane, learned how to, you know, cook food safely, learned how to use a computer finally, and using this audible screen reader that has this mechanical voice. I spent a year in graduate school in counseling psychology, another year in an online graduate program in addictions counseling. And since I've written 50 books on some kind of personal improvement, personal mastery, and I've created a program called Transforming Adversity into Opportunity, which is a 7-step blueprint of how to take your life from where it is now, optimize your talents, and to awaken your deepest passions so you can end up having more profits, better relationships with your spouse, with your children, with your adolescent children, at the workplace, to have higher levels of health, physically, mentally, emotionally, nutritionally, spiritually. I think most prominent in all this is to have higher levels of self-love and self-worthiness. We can go over that later when I talk to you next time. But this is my life so far, and you know, I'm so glad to be alive. Inconvenient, but what I found was the blindness was an open door, and I've walked through it. I'm Dr. Randall George Nozawa, and this is Transforming Adversity into Opportunity. And like we say here, you have to believe it first before you can see it. Check you out next time.